Well, everybody, myself and Tom are back.
Woo!
And we're going to do something you guys like, which is a quick breakdown, recap, and prediction for next week. So far, for week 9, we'll go through it real quick. Let's start off with my matchup. Myself, the now 1-8 team, the Mr. Fourth, versus Kevin's shitty dumpster fire of a team, Tater King. What the hell is going on with Kevin's team?
Kevin's team right now is one of the worst teams we've seen in a long time. He just scored 51 points. That is really, really bad unless your whole team's on bye and you don't start multiple people.
Yeah, Jeremy Macklin, he had a juicy matchup against Jacksonville, ended up with a goose egg. And then Travis Benjamin, who's been hurt all week, still rolls with them. And if you would have listened to me this week, I told you not to play him. And you still played him. Idiot. Not smart.
And Kevin has 2 kickers on his team right now.
I saw that. That's
kind of showing he's not paying attention and doesn't give a shit about our league.
Plus, you didn't even play the kicker that's better. You play you play Dan Bailey over Prater. I understand it's Minnesota, but he's been putting up good points.
Josh, you worried about Booker?
Kinda.
He only got 3 points.
Yeah, that's not
What
good.
was their snap count with him and Bibbs?
I don't know. I didn't look.
I know Bibbs didn't get many rushing yards, and he kind of had that fluke receiving touchdown.
Yeah.
But now everyone's all jumping on him.
Whatever.
I'm going to roll with Booker in a couple other leagues.
Same here.
And Michael, too. He got out-snapped by...
Pro size.
Yeah.
I saw that. Not a big deal. They're just waiting for Rawls to come back. My team is sitting pretty good for the future.
If Dez would do anything,
Yeah.
your receivers right now are pretty sexy.
Yeah, you look at Dez, you look at Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams is scoring touchdowns, and then Sterling Shepard, he looks like the real deal, opposite of Odell Beckham. So
The most impressive thing on your team is Laquan Treadwell finally getting some action, baby.
finally got that 15 yards. I don't really want to talk about Kevin's team other than that he's starting Duke Johnson. And,
It's ugly.
yeah, that's about all you got. That's
Cam Newton right now is not getting it done for Kevin, and he pretty much carried Kevin to a title or a championship game last year.
pretty much. Let's go to this matchup. I like this one a lot. You got Joey versus Jerry. Everybody, and then on paper, Joey should have won this matchup. But we said it before. He was going to start or pick up a running back off of waivers because David Johnson was on bye and Jacquizz Rodgers was hurt. And he picked up DeJuan Harris and rolled with Peyton Barber. Harris proved good, but dude, Melvin Gordon is a wrecking ball.
He is murdering everyone right now, and he's leading Jerry to victory after victory after victory. If your running back's getting you over 30 points, and it seems like Gordon's doing that every other week, you're going to win a lot of fantasy football games.
Marvin Jones only 0.5 points. That's a shame.
Told you guys to be scared of him.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that big of an issue, but shocking. And then Travis Kelce got ejected, or Kelsey, he got ejected. That was kind of disappointing for Joey because there was still time left in that game, and he kind of just threw it away.
When I saw how the week started for Joey, I thought he was going to come out and win with that big performance from Matty Ice and Julio Jones. But yeah, Jerry's team right now, and Tom Brady wasn't even playing this week, and Jerry still put up the second most points in the league.
Yeah, I'm shocked with Jerry's team. Shocked. Almost blows my mind. I'm happy that he got a win, especially over Joey. Like, that's something to brag about. Like, I beat Joey.
The 1 week I was cheering for Joey, and he couldn't get the job done for me.
Next, we're going to go Tim Thompson, Josh Schultz. Tim Thompson ends up with the win, and basically his players didn't do shit all freaking game long for 3.5 quarters, and then they decided to blow up.
Big performance from his defense and kicker. They got him a total of 28 points, which is huge. He picked up Hooper. We were talking about last week. He got him 10 points. And, yeah, Antonio Brown, OBJ put up decent numbers. Still not the type of numbers we're used to from those two. But Big Ben was all right. Forte was pretty good. Terrence West, another crapper.
Yeah. I don't know what to think of that running game, so. Josh Schultz can't really do anything on that side. He started with Rashard Matthews. looks like it was a good play, but other than that, his team all under 10 points minus his quarterback.
Yeah, he had a ton of buys last week. Was without two of his best guys, and Gronk and Miller, and Jeffrey was on bye as well. But I thought West was going to be a better play last week. He didn't really do much in a pretty easy matchup.
You can tell Josh is looking for the future because he traded for Eric Decker. He's on IR. He's got Amir Abdullah. He's on IR. He's got Doug Martin. He's been hurt. And he just picked up Martavis Bryant.
That was an awesome pickup for him, by the way.
Correct. I do
Thinking
agree
in the
as well.
future.
Next, we'll go to you versus this idiot.
What happened, bitch? I
Ooh.
beat your ass. I told you I'd beat your ass.
7-2.
I beat you by 23 points.
Ooh.
Killed you.
Yeah, Spencer's going to talk about how close that game was, but realistically it wasn't.
I should have started Wallace. I should have listened to my own advice, and I would have beat him by way more.
You should have put in Frank Gore, like I said, over Le'Veon Bell, too.
I
No,
like
I'm joking.
Bell's matchup. Can't bench him.
I know, I'm joking.
I was just happy to see AR-15 get in the end zone finally.
True, very true.
And Jimmy Graham yesterday. He was phenomenal.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham, what a shocker, everybody. It's blowing my mind. We were really down on him. Shocking that he's doing what he's doing. If that passing attack is legit, which it seems like it is, Seahawks are going to be looking pretty good. Let's go to Spencer's team real quick, and his team sucks. Next match. Jonathan Stewart and Chris Ivory. I'm sorry, you traded a pick for Chris Ivory, and you traded him to me originally. I dropped him, and yet you traded a pick again to get him back. You're an idiot. You could have picked up whoever. Peyton Barber, you would have got 3 points less than that. DeJuan Harris, you would have got 10 points more than that. I don't know what you're doing, man. I don't get it.
I played a little Jedi mind trick on him. I picked up Ivory. I knew he wanted him. And then he traded for him. Plan worked perfect.
So basically, I just hate Spencer's team. We'll go to the next matchup. We're going to go Alex versus Danny.
Can you say Alex's team name?
Alex's team name is pretty awesome. It's PC Puss Slaying Trump Style. Plus, the picture is fantastic. So,
I freaking
kudos.
love it.
But the thing is, Alex is probably never listening to this.
No.
Which is probably the best part about it. But Alex is now 4-5. His team is still alive. And Layabouts Murray blows up for 30.7 points. 3 touchdowns, and I think it was, 116 yards or something? 114 yards? Yeah. Latavius Murray is, last 3 weeks, not too bad. But it's still somebody I am not relying on. Plus, he doesn't even have him this week.
That was his first game over 100 yards this season. I'm kind of shocked he did it against Denver, but I still hate you, Layabouts Murray.
Are you shocked Dak Prescott is top 10 in quarterback ranking on the year?
I am, in all honesty. He keeps proving that he can get the job done. It was an easy matchup against Cleveland. In all honesty, I thought his numbers would be down because they'd be whooping on him so much. But he still got the job done, almost 27 points. Great day for Dak Prescott.
It sucks for Danny that he was so close, even with 2 guys at zeros. Sammy Coates and Allen Hurts.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. It's outrageous.
Big day for Mark Ingram. He started Ingram and Hightower.
Yeah,
Awesome.
he caught a lot of shit from Spencer about not starting Randall Cobb. Even if he did start Randall Cobb at 7.4 points, he still loses by basically 1.2 points. But regardless, you look at it. You start Randall Cobb. He couldn't have, theoretically, because Randall Cobb was a last-minute active.
Yeah, he was a complete game-time decision. Because on the radio going to the game, they were saying Cobb wasn't even going to play. Correct. That was at like 11:30.
And I looked at some stats with Sammy Coates. Sammy Coates, on paper, I believe, left out 138 yards receiving. He was thrown to 7 times or something and missed out on that many yards. He could have connected on 4 of those and would have gotten 58 yards. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's Sammy Coates, and the way that game went, it just sucked for him.
This was kind of a must-win for Danny. I think his season is pretty much over now.
I agree. But you could always wish that Justin would fall apart, except that he just won and beat Mike's weak ass.
Yep.
Derrick Henry hurts himself in pregame warm-ups. What the fuck? What is going on?
That's kind of Mike's season in like a nutshell.
I mean, you roll out with a quarterback getting 11 points, and you're Mike, you're like, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, you'd be extremely excited.
I got him. But then Mike Evans blows up. He had a good, start to the week. DeMarco Murray, he kind of got held in check from what he has been doing. Just frustrating.
Justin is lucky. Mike Evans had a great game.
Very.
But it's crazy. Justin relied on the Vikings defense early on in the season to score him a lot of points, and they haven't been doing anything. I don't even know if they're worth starting right now. What are their last 3 points totals?
Vikings, they had 3 this week, 2 the week before, and 9 the week before.
9's not terrible, but the 3 and 2 definitely hurts.
I agree. So let's do real quick predictions for week. Get the fuck off my headset.
God damn dogs.
Let's do predictions for...
Oh, hey, Mike.
Oh, hello. Let's do predictions for week number 10. Let's start with this. Well, let's start with this shitty team, Kevin Long versus Justin. Let's see. You look at Justin here. He's got Andy Dalton versus the Giants. Not a terrible matchup. Not the greatest matchup. The Giants have only been giving up an average of 16 points to quarterbacks, which is a little bit up from Andy Dalton's average. Andy Dalton's average is 21.1. So, what do you think?
I actually like Dalton this week because of getting Tyler Eifert back. I think he's healthy, and he's been a huge red zone threat for him. There's no way I'm going to pick against Justin in this one. He just got Frank Gore as well. He's not playing this week, but added depth to the running back spot for him. But I'm going to go with Justin. I think Landry's going to finally do something. I think Mike Evans is going to have a big game. I really don't like anything on Kevin's team right now.
Yeah, you look at Kevin's team, he's facing a tough Kansas City defense. Even though they gave up 24 points, 20 points, and 28 points the last 3 weeks, those are against all 3 decent quarterbacks. And last week, pretty much, Jacksonville was down and was trying to get points at the end of it. Duke Johnson, if you're starting him, you're a fucking idiot.
Especially against Baltimore.
Jesus Christ. And then Ryan Matthews, what did he even do? He got a touchdown last week, I know that. But 5 carries for 15 yards. Congratulations.
Yeah, if Ryan Matthews does not get you a touchdown, he ain't doing shit. Nope. Straight up.
Chances are he might be starting if Jeremy Maclin is out. Tavon Austin. Wow. Shut up. Yeah, so...
Kevin, drop a kicker. You have a kicker on the bye right now.
Please, drop a kicker. God, what are you doing? Let's go to the next matchup real quick. I'm going Justin. What do you got?
Justin. Yeah. Big win. He'll be 7-3.
7-3. I hate it, but it is what it is. This is actually a matchup I'm very intrigued with. Tim Thompson versus Jerry McInerney.
This is a huge game.
What is the projection on this? Let's take a look there.
I bet Tim's projected to win.
Tim is projected at 8 points more.
Yeah.
So Jerry's an underdog by 8 points. Doing a quick look at it, Tom Brady against Seattle, Melvin Gordon against Miami, Blunt against Seattle. Would you change anything at all on Jerry's team? Would you switch anybody out, or would you let it roll with how it is?
Right now,
would you go Mariota over Tom Brady?
I would not. I don't think you could bench Brady at this point. If Will Fuller's playing, I might play him over Kenny Britt, just a random throw at the dart, hoping for a big 20-point game. But besides that, I think I'd keep what he has.
If you're Tim, what do? Do you play Jeremy Hill over Terrence West? Or do you roll against that Cleveland defense?
I actually like Terrence West this week quite a bit. I'd keep everything he has. I love his matchups. Pittsburgh at home. They score a crazy amount of points at home. And I think they're going to beat Dallas this week.
I think one tough choice Tim is going to have is playing Jordan Reed against Minnesota or Austin Hooper versus the Eagles.
I don't like either of those matchups, but you got to roll with your stud.
I agree. Let's take a guess. What do we have? Who wins, and by how many?
Tim 108, Jerry 89.
Whoo! I'm gonna go. Jerry wins. Melvin Gordon, 24 points.
I can see it. Play Miami.
Yeah.
At home.
24 points. I mean, look at these point totals Miami's been giving up. Not huge, but some good numbers.
That Seattle-New England game is going to be awesome. Finally another good Sunday night game.
But I'm going Jerry with the upset.
He's going to need big days from the Patriots, that's for sure.
He is. That is for sure. Let's go to Joey versus Spencer. A team 7-2 and a team 6-3. Joey could possibly be on a 3-game losing streak for the first time ever in his career of fantasy football. What a shocker. Does he go 3 losses in a row?
There's one reason that this is not going to happen, and that's David Johnson versus San Francisco 49ers.
I agree. 30-plus points.
Yeah, the Niners just let up like 38 points to the Saints running backs. I think David Johnson's going to have a field day. Kind of hoping Palmer takes away from that and Spencer could pull out the victory. But since I'm rooting against Joey this week, he'll win.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I think Joey's team on paper is just a lot better. I hope he's not starting Paul Perkins, and he
might be forced to.
Might be playing him.
He really needs Lewis back.
Yeah, yeah, that sucks.
And I like the Robert Kelly, but he's facing Minnesota. You can't really start him. He's just got a bunch of ugly running backs on his bench.
Pretty much you're looking at David Johnson trying to balance out the 2 running back spots. So you're hoping 30 points, and it's pretty much whatever that second running back is, you're getting extra bonus points out of that. That's what he's hoping for, essentially. But Demaryius Thomas against New Orleans, super favorable matchup. Joey's going to have to pick up a kicker. I'm going to be shocked if he drops Adam Vinatieri. Actually, I won't be, because nobody should have 2 kickers on their team, Kevin.
I'd pick him up.
Well, I would out of spite. But
if Spencer had like one more wide receiver who wasn't on a bye this week, I'd like his chances, because I hate Cooks versus Denver. Terrible matchup. Like, if Moncrief wasn't on a bye, I think he'd have a decent chance, but it's going to be rough for him.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Joey. Even though his second running back is not that great, it's extra bonus points, in my opinion.
Yep.
I think David Johnson outweighs the 2, and it's just going to be extra points. I'm not going to give it a point prediction. I'm
going with Joey as well. Spencer's first 2-game losing streak of this season.
Thank God, because he's terrible.
How the mighty have fallen.
So let's go to Mike versus Danny. Let's see. Mike is starting Bortles against Houston. Whoo, tough matchup. TJ Yeldon against Houston. Still tough. And then Jay Ajayi's got a super favorable matchup against San Diego. San Diego's ranked 28th against the run. Even though they only gave up 15 points to running backs last week. I love the Jay Ajayi matchup just for the fact that it's San Diego.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Hogan against Seattle. It's not the greatest matchup in the world, but for Chris Hogan, I think he may break loose. Now, I would probably play Devontae Parker over Chris Hogan this week.
I would do the same.
So I think if he does that, I would feel a little bit better about it. Yes, Mike.
I'm waiting to see if Devontae still has a hamstring injury.
I would actually bench Crowder for Parker and leave Hogan in.
Possibly, yeah. Crowder's kind of the same player as Golden Tate is, though. And I know Golden Tate didn't do much last week, but I still...
Got that late touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Benching Crowder kind of makes sense.
I just really don't think Minnesota's going to be bad 3 weeks in a row. I could be wrong. Like, the NFL's crazy, but I'm just like, oh, they're going to be good this week. Just like praying for it, but...
I'm kind of curious on what Danny's going to do, because he's going to need a tight end. Eric Ebron's on bye. And, he's got Eifert, so he'll put in Eifert and put him on the bench. I was curious if he had to drop Ebron. Please, Danny, drop McKinnon. He's god-awful. I know you got him as a handcuff. Just drop him, man.
Dude, he loves his handcuffs.
I know, but please just drop him.
Danny's going to be starting Ingram and Hightower again.
I'm actually looking at this matchup, and I like Mike in this matchup.
I do, too.
Yeah, looking at it top to bottom. At first, I saw Mike's name, and I'm like, oh, God. And I'm like, this is not good. But looking at it top to bottom, Drew Brees, Mark Ingram, Tim Hightower, all against Denver defense. We always say don't play players against Denver's defense, and you're playing 3. And they're all important positions. So I'm going to go with Mike.
Yeah, me too. I have a weird feeling about the Jags this week. I think they're going to have a solid game and beat Houston. So I'm going to go with Mike.
Yeah. So, did we do this one already? No, we didn't.
No.
So, we have Alex versus myself. Alex is favored.
Josh, you should put a quarterback and a tight end in.
Yeah,
what's going on?
I don't have anybody else.
Shit.
I got to start dropping guys. If you guys need some people, let me know. I'll trade them to you.
It's hard to pick who's going to win if you don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, so quarterback, I'm probably going to go with Eli Manning. And tight end, I'm going to go with whoever's best available. I'm not sure who's even there, but I'm not dropping Jack
Martellus
Doyle.
Bennett's, I think, still
Is he?
on the waivers.
I'm not dropping Jack Doyle, so he's still going to be there. I'll probably drop Gillislee and I don't know, somebody. James White, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to go with. And I'm not even going to pick my own team because looking at it, I got some tough matchups across the board besides Devontae Booker. He has a favorable matchup, but at the same time, he only got X amount of carries last week. I don't know.
Is Gurley going to ever produce? He's got CJ Prosise starting in there for him. He's going to be hit or miss, I think, on a lot of weeks. Not a huge fan of Dak this week against Pittsburgh. I like Jordy. Not a big fan of Doug Baldwin. Love Larry Fitz if he plays. I know he's been limited, or he didn't even practice today, so he might be limited all week. But I'm going to have to go with Alex on this one. I think he's got too much firepower for you.
I agree. And it's going to be tough to see Alex have... I know he won last week, but, I mean, he had an off week a little bit.
Yep.
It's going to be tough to see Alex have 2 off weeks in a row. So I'm going Alex as well, unfortunately, until I pick somebody up. Then we got Josh Schultz versus Tom Schultz. The battle of the first couple letters in their names.
Josh has a lot of good matchups that I personally like this week.
He does.
I think he's got a good chance to beat me. He's been trying to trade me Rashard Matthews all week, trying to get some more picks for me. Wanted like a 10 or a 9.
For Rashard Matthews?
Yeah.
Is he retarded?
Because he knows I'm desperate.
can't
I don't
say
have. You can't say retarded. What the fuck is your problem?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm looking at his team, and I hate everything about it. I thought actually Josh Schultz was the one that traded for Gore earlier when we were talking, because he needs a running back, and I just didn't see you trading him Spencer Ware, to be honest, especially with him playing you this week.
I want to trade him Spencer Ware.
Yeah.
I just don't want him to have him right now. Right now, I'm going to go Josh Schultz in this. I think my team's going to underperform. I don't know. I might not play Winston. I'm torn between him and Palmer. I like Palmer's matchup. I think it's juicy, but I don't like my chances this week.
I'm gonna go with you. I like Mike Wallace's matchup. I like... Who else you got at wide receiver? Anybody?
Nope.
Nobody?
Waiver
Jesus
wire.
Christ. Waiver wire. Nice. Okay. So let's so say Josh Schultz wins this and you lose that one, right? So let's look at our standings. We have currently...
Be a total clusterfuck.
I have Kevin losing. I got Mike winning. I got... This could be... Alex winning. This could possibly be a situation where Mike goes from a dumpster fire of a shitstorm team to possibly tying Alex for the division lead at 4 fucking wins.
I hope it happens.
4 wins. What is going on?
I could go to the playoff with 5.
It's crazy. Absolutely nuts. What is it? 7-6 is the...
That's the lowest we've ever had.
That's the lowest we've ever had. So, I mean...
We had 4 of them last year.
It's very, very possible that could happen. Right now, if Joey wins like we think is going to happen, I think Tim's going to lose, but you think Tim's going to win. And if Jerry wins, that puts you out of the playoffs.
Yep. And my next game sucked. This is my easiest matchup this week against Josh Schultz. And then I got Tim, Jerry, Joey.
Wow.
Whew.
Those are tough.
I need to win this week.
I'll trade you my roster. You can beat Joey.
I don't think you have anyone on your team better than anyone on my team.
I'm not good.
So,
We're trying to collude, Mike.
I think what's going to happen... Get out of here. I think what's going to happen is Alex is going to take the division, even though Mike very well could. I think Tim is going to blow up. And then once he loses this week, he might freak out and start trading people away.
I don't think he is.
I think he's
this
going
is a
to.
whole new Tim.
I think he's going to.
The 2 kids has kind of
I think he's going to.
stabled him off. He's making good trades.
I think Spencer is going to lose this week and Jerry's going to win. And then shit is going to hit the fan. And then he's going to freak out. And I think Spencer, of all people, will not make the playoffs.
That would be excellent. Just starting off 7-1 and then missing the playoffs, that'd be absolutely nuts. But
He's
yeah,
gonna-
look at all his.
That's what happened to me last year.
He's gonna have the Kevin effect, where Kevin started 3-0, or was he 3-1?
He's 3-0.
3-0, and he's got 6 straight losses.
It could happen when you're facing Jerry, me, Tim, and Joey back to back to back to back weeks.
Yeah.
Those are tough matchups where anything could happen. All those 4 teams that is listed could score 120 in a week.
I have to win this week, or not this week. I got to win next week, so I don't have to be beer bitch by the end of it.
Hey, you're actually probably praying that I win
Yeah, almost.
to
It's
screw
what we
Josh
got.
Schultz.
We got a couple more weeks left. Yeah, Josh Schultz or Kevin, because I think Kevin's going to be just on
Yeah.
a fucking losing streak, because he plays Danny the week after, and then Josh Schultz plays Joey the week after, so I feel kind of okay with that.
You know what's huge for you?
Huh.
The tiebreaker with Kevin that you just beat him.
Ooh, that is true. That little
So
bitch.
if you guys tie, he has it.
Yeah, not bad. So who wins the trophy overall, if you cannot pick yourself?
Well, I have no idea then because I was going to pick myself, Josh.
If I had to pick anybody winning it, not in myself because, my team's just that good. If I had to pick a team that I would like to see win it, just because it would be Jerry's retarded self.
Yeah, I really want someone to win that hasn't won it before. We've had 3 champions in 5 years so far.
I wouldn't even hate it if Justin won.
No, I'd like that.
Yeah. But Jerry would make me laugh because he'd
Oh
be
my
like,
God.
all you would see is, hey guys, good fantasy football me. That would be it. And I'd be like, I can't understand a word you're saying.
Jerry, quit being racist on Facebook, you dumbass.
Yeah, you racist asshole.
That's going to come back and bite you.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. Anything else we have for these fine fellows?
Spencer, I love you.
Yeah,
Sorry I had to beat your ass.
fuck Bananas too if they're not gonna
We need
fucking
to talk with them.
be not a bunch of dirty Jews, shit like that. So hopefully we fix that for you guys.
Tim, great job with those random things you've been posting. Been awesome reads. I think everyone has enjoyed them. Keep it up.
I do enjoy them. I also want to talk to everybody about possibly doing PPR, not a full point, not even half point, 0.25. That's what I would like to institute. Not next year. Yes, this league. Not next year, but possibly the year after because it's going to be too tough and it kind of changes everybody's draft strategy in a sense. Even 0.25 I think is, it's 4 catches equal 1 point.
Yeah.
I guess technically you could institute it next year, but it does add a little bit extra, oomph because you could have somebody like Devontae Adams where he catches 13 balls. That's 3 extra points right there. I think half point is too much for us.
I think it gives us a chance against the people that have the stacked dynasties.
Yeah. You look at, I don't know. Like I said, Devontae Adams, that's an extra 3 points.
Corral,
Yeah.
another guy that's just catching 10 passes a game.
But, yeah, something to think about. I know we don't like a lot of changes. Everybody hates that.
Crowder, sorry.
Crowder you talked about. But yeah, that's it. If anybody has any other ideas that they would want to change for the league or add to it and possibly make it next year or the year after that, let's bring it up. Let's start brainstorming. Yes.
Punt return yards.
Punt return yards. Not going to happen.
Suck a dick.
All right. That's all we got. Thank you very much.
I didn't know Jerry was here.
Yeah, fucking Jerry. Tim, pick up your shirt, asshole. You told me you're going to pick it up today. Goodbye.
Bitch.